Hello YouTube and welcome to my video for the evening. So tonight I just wanted to talk about a comic book that's really special to me. It's a series that's really important to me, and that's Volume 1 of the New Mutants. Um, I would say that the New Mutants is my favorite comic book, but I feel like that's not fair to say because I have a few. Definitely Madman, Man Thing, New Mutants, X-Men at this point. Of course, Amazing Spider-Man. The list goes on and on, but New Mutants is really important to me for quite a few reasons. Number one, before I got into New Mutants, it was hard for me to read uh, books by big publishers. I was really more into like Image and Oni Press and Dark Horse and stuff like that. It was hard for me to identify with the style that they were writing in. Definitely, I loved the artwork, but the writing, I didn't understand, and I didn't get why there was so much dialogue all the time, and it was just hard for me to get through. Especially because the first time I picked up a Marvel comic book, it was like a late 70s Fantastic Four book, and I couldn't identify with it. I thought it was bad. Um, but the reason I bring that up is because the first time I read a New Mutants book, I was blown away. Like I couldn't, like I actually read it, this very issue, Volume 1, Number 1, um, right away after I put it down. So it's like I read it and then I picked it up and read it again because I was just blown away by what was happening and uh, what was going on there and how Marvel could take these secondary like characters and do that with them, and how Chris Claremont, who was writing the X-Men, did a little spin-off and made it so much like it was just crazy to me. So, anyways, one of the reasons that I bring this book up right now is because uh, the co-creator and artist of this particular issue, I guess it was issues 1 through 4, I believe, was at MegaCon. I got to meet him, got to shake his hand, got to tell him thank you for what he did, with the New Mutants, and definitely got a signature on the cover of New Mutants #1. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm so happy I got that. That's a signature there. So so this particular issue, Volume 1, Number 1, uh, came out in March of 1983. Uh, and the New Mutants had debuted in September of '82 in the Marvel graphic novel 4. Um, so that was enough of a success that they were able to be, able to introduce their own title, and be a part of the Marvel Universe, like ongoing series. Um, and this series lasted for 100 issues. So, uh, and as you guys know, there's quite a few key issues in there with, Magic and Legion and obviously Cable and Deadpool and Shatterstar, and there's just some great characters in the New Mutants. Of course, once you go further down the line and you get towards like Cable and Deadpool and stuff like that, but if that's really all you know about New Mutants, you should definitely take a step back and try the very beginning of the run because it's amazing. The way that these characters are written, what Chris Claremont did in the writing is just unbelievable. It's like he just put these kids through so much. Like they dealt with so much. It's almost hard to read sometimes the stuff they dealt with when you go to the Demon Bear storyline. And I mean, even here in this first issue, there's some crazy stuff that goes on. But the New Mutants definitely suffer, and they definitely earn, what they their stardom or whatever in the Marvel universe. but they were put through it. Like, they had it rough. Either way, it's just really important to me. New Mutants is just amazing. Once we get to those like later teen issues and Magic becomes a part of the team, Ileana Rasputin, that's when it really takes off for me. But these first, 10, 12, 14 issues are just lay some crazy groundwork. It's just insane what's in these books. If you're picking up the current series, the mini New Mutants Dead Souls that Marvel's putting out, those are great, and they're pretty much like self-contained stories in each issue, and I like that a lot. And I think it's well written, and I do really enjoy it, and the art's beautiful. But it does not hold a candle to this. Like, this is just way ahead of its time, and there's so much staying power with this, and it's so good. Yeah. If you've never read New Mutants Volume 1, Number 1, do yourself a favor and pick it up and read it. Give it a shot. It will completely blow you away. But either way, just wanted to share, wanted to talk about this issue, and wanted to show you guys my excitement for getting Bob McLeod's signature on the cover of this New Mutants Volume 1, Number 1. So I'm super happy. I'll never let this book go. And I'm happy I got to meet him, and it was really awesome. And hopefully you guys get to, if you haven't, you get to meet somebody who created a series that's so important to you. It's a really cool feeling. I think, there's probably, if I'm ever to meet Mike Allred or Fiona Staples, that'll be like the only other times that I'll be that amazed by meeting somebody who created something. So, yeah. Either way, just wanted to share. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a good night.